This week on Dateline Schools, I had the privilege of meeting one of the 5 National Life Changer of the Year finalists, who's from Port Huron. It's Principal Kathy Kish. She's the principal at Indian Woods Elementary School here in Port Huron. And Kathy yesterday gave us a great description of how they surprised you with the presentation in front of your school. How did your students and staff react?
Well, everybody, I don't think anybody understood any quicker than I did. And I was really delayed in my understanding that this was also about, being recognized as one of the 5 finalists. But when it started to set in, again, everyone just has been truly happy for me. We were all surprised. Except perhaps my number 1 secretary and my number 1 custodian, who seemed to be let in on the secret. And then that teacher, they eventually let in on the secret to stall me some more. But it was a really highly kept secret from just about everybody. So we were all absolutely surprised.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit, if you can, what makes Kathy Kish a life changer?
Of course, talking about this and, some of these things are potentially awkward. I was very happy flying under the radar, not even being on the radar, and doing the things that we're doing. But this is an interesting question, what you posed. And it was posed to me early in January by Life Changers. And it's a really tough question to answer. So I got the help of Keely Baraboo, who really was able to drill down and come up and help me come up with the answer. And I've read what people have said on the Life Changer post. I mean, I wanted to see, because I didn't even know that this was a thing. So I wanted to see what was being said. And so I read those comments, and because you don't know in teaching, you just don't know. In education, you hope you're making a difference, and you try to make a difference every day, and you give it your best, but you don't always know. And so, I read those comments, and then Keely sat down across from me, and she goes, but that's still, why you, what makes it you? And so I said, well, I'm kind. And Keely goes, well, I'm kind. And so I said, okay, I'm a good listener. And she goes, well, I can be a good listener. And I said, well, I seek to understand before, being understood. And so I was going through some of those things. We talked about different adjectives that would describe me, and then just ways that I thought, things that I think, and ways I see the world through a different lens. And Keely kept saying, well, that could be said of her, but she goes, I don't do what you do. And so we sat there and we just really looked at each other, and it's all those traits, it's all those things I just said and then some. But what it is somewhere in my life, I decided I wasn't going to be a bystander. I was going to take action. So that's been my overriding, my driving force, whether I was a classroom teacher, a counselor, at the secondary level, at the primary level, is I took action, or I take action. So it's being all those adjectives, and it's seeing through that lens, but then it's doing something about it, what I see. It's not being a bystander, it's taking action. And really, she helped me see that.
We'll be back with more tomorrow for Dateline Schools.